Ready? Okay. So, hello everyone. Welcome to our session. Simplify your global sales operations with a demanufacturing cloud platform, sales cloud platform. I'm very happy to welcome you here in this very interesting session. Before we start, I would like to have a quick question first to the audience to also involve you a little bit. This is a little bit interactive, right? So it should be not only a monologue on one direction. I would be very curious from the audience who is coming from the manufacturing industry. Can you raise your hand, please? Okay, thank you. Who's in the manufacturing industry responsible for sales, engineering, management? All right?
All of the above.
Perfect. So, thank you. So, today I'm very happy also to have one of our customers here, which we'll introduce in one moment. So first, let me start with a general introduction of myself. So my name is Marco Scheurer. I'm responsible as a sales director for EMEA and North America for operations of InMind Cloud. So I'm headquartered in Munich, and I'm very happy to welcome today here our customer, Will Daniels from Satisloh AG. Will, thank you again taking this time to come here and to share your experience. Maybe, Will, you can explain a little bit around your software architecture which you're today using, and give the audience a little bit an introduction what tools you're at the moment using and why you choose these tools.
Okay, so Satisloh is a equipment manufacturer for a larger group called EssilorLuxottica, and we manufacture equipment for making eyeglasses. And in 2016, we began the venture to get into Cloud for Customer, but the main agenda was to do CPQ. And I'm happy to be here today to talk about the CPQ and the benefits it's had on our manufacturing process in addition to our sales process. I've been with the company now for 18 years, and I am the head of global experience, which means that anything we interact with our customers on, whether it's sales quotes, whether it's delivery of product and so forth, is under my task. So the entire CRM I work with, but the CPQ is what we're here to talk about today and answer any questions or provide information on the effects it's had on our business, particularly around manufacturing.
Thank you. So, first of all, short introduction to us, InMind Cloud, who we are. So we are a partner of SAP, of course. We are one of the first developers who developed the software based on the SAP Cloud Platform, and so far we're the only ones in respects of CPQ who did that on the SAP Cloud Platform with the natural integration into ERP. So our product called Manufacturing X. We don't use anymore this term CPQ because we believe this is not describing really what we do here, because Manufacturing X is really more than just configure, price, quote. We will take that also later on a look on. Why do you see here Google and AutoCAD? Also, we're partnering with these companies because manufacturing sometimes is become very interesting in respects of what tools are our customer using. So Google Maps, for example, is one of the tools one of our customer using to easily access data which they need to help them to create a quote. More I cannot say here, but just as an information why here Google Maps is. AutoCAD, of course, if you're in the manufacturing industry, you're using usually a CAD program which you need, for example, to draw technical drawing, for example, for your system cabinet. So, and here also our customers are looking for a natural integration between CAD system and the Manufacturing X platform. We also partnering with different companies from the industry. This is also a question I most of the time receive from customer. Okay, we really love your software, so who can help us with the implementation? So we are totally open here. We can do it with our teams, or you can do it with existing system integrators which you have. Just let us know who it is. We will also establish here the contact directly and find a way to implement the software. Or if you want, you can also use your own IT team for that. So we heard a little bit introduction about who is Satisloh, but I think, Will, it's more easy to explain it with some end products which we all know here. So maybe you can give us here more idea.
Satisloh is a part of the group, as I mentioned, EssilorLuxottica, and our business is eyeglasses. So if any of you wear eyeglasses or sunglasses, there is a probably 90+% chance that in some way, shape, or form, it's come through our organization. Our global initiative is to provide vision to everyone in the world, starting from the lens blanks to manufacturing the equipment that will manufacture the lens blank. So you'll see a brief outline of some of the products we do, but everything from, like I say, the lens blanks to the equipment that manufacture the lens blanks, to the coating systems that provide the coating treatments to the lenses, and finally to retail and so forth. You might know of lens crafters if you're from the United States, or some of the bigger Essilor labs throughout the world, but that is the Satisloh business, eyeglasses, and manufacturing is our business. And we are very, let's say, focused on this initiative of Industry 4.0, which I was surprised not to see very much of around this show today, but in our world, Industry 4.0 is the catchphrase, and we're taking our business to a level of Lab 4.0, and these type of tools from InMind are what are allowing us to do this and provide our customers with the ultimate experience when they purchase our equipment.
Thank you. So it's always sometimes difficult to say in which fields some customers are, but I hope this graphic will help you to a little bit get a better understanding what we're targeting on and what is the major area of our customers. So what you can see here on the left side is raising from the configure to order or make to stack to engineering to order, the product complexity. So of course, with the product where you have a high complexity and at the same time, of course, also a high price and delivery time, somehow you can make a differentiation between a very simple product like the sneakers you have on up to a complete engineered machine which require a lot of pricing and other informations to produce a product which is maybe not even existing right in the ERP system. So, and of course we have customers who are at the very end in an engineering to order field, so there's only engineering to order involved, but we also have customers who are in the configure to order field, but in general we can cover all these areas, but most likely I would say the upper end of the configure to order to the engineering to order, also I would say describing a little bit where you are located, correct?
Yep. So Satisloh, just to give you an example, we have a base product range of 37 products, and each one of those 37 products has 140 variables to each one of their products. So to send our sales force out into the field and be able to provide the right solution for the region that cuts polycarbonate lenses like United States versus the region that does plastic lenses like Europe or Asia where it's all different lenses, as you can imagine, we have to create models that suit the entire world, but also allow our engineering team to create these models that suit every region's need. So we're quite a complex company, and it all depends on the customer's need, what the final product is, that the final product is delivered. So we're very much in this high ETO range that he's talking about, engineer to order.
Yeah, yeah. So as you heard, complexity in manufacturing is not a rare thing. I think it's a standard. So, but you cannot work with a standard CPQ which only covers 25% of your needs in district manufacturing. You need a CPQ which goes a little bit below that. And that's the reason why InMind Cloud have immensely over the years, I would say, invested together with our customers, find out what is really necessary to come to the quote. It's not a very only a configure to order process, is also most of the time engineering to order process. So, and what you can see here is, I think, what is below the iceberg, where really the pain points are of customers from the manufacturing industry. For example, what about product pricing if I don't have that in ERP, as I mentioned before? It's about how about my virtual machine fleet? What is the install base which my customers already have? It's about sales optimization. So, for example, also, what is my margin? Can I, if I sell 3 more products, for example, does it really, this influencing, helping me, for example, to find a better price for the customer? We're talking about price simulations also. So all these things are some stuff that's really driving it, and I think if you just look at the top of it, okay, there are some dollars behind it, but I understand also looking at the future talks we have, looking at things like involving also your end customers, having the possibility to order, for example, spare parts, to do their own configuration. Yes. That's also will release your sales force, if I understand it correctly, from doing some daily stuff which really takes away your sales time and really focusing on project business, correct?
Exactly. Let's focus on pricing and more focus on quality to the customer. That's what these tools allow us to do it. And to be 100% honest, the 25% on the top of the iceberg is exactly why we went into this model. We wanted to provide better quotes. We wanted to be more globalized. One region isn't doing something from Excel and so forth. And to our surprise, this below the surface has had a massive impact on our business as a whole. But we're here today to talk about manufacturing, but our business as a whole has been impacted greatly by taking on the CPQ project.
Yeah. So looking again at this, I think iceberg really illustrating it, I think, in a very easy way to differentiate standard CPQ from a true manufacturing sales platform. So to cover 100% of your needs. And how do we fulfill that with our software? So at the end of the day, Manufacturing X is a software which combines the best out of the CRM and ERP world. So we're not asking you to look for another place where you can save the data, as long as you have the best place where you can keep the most important information for product and pricings, which is your ERP system, right? So you have this data value there, you have this data. So why don't we use it? Why don't we use that to access it? So that's exactly where the SAP Cloud Platform comes into play and make it very easily to mine that data from one side, from the back end, from your ERP side, so product prices, all this information, variant configuration, for example, as well also, through the Cloud Connector. So this is something you can install within one day. And of course, you have your front end. So maybe you have a C4HANA or Sales Cloud, which you want to access seamless, and all these things have to orchestrate together into one platform, which is the Manufacturing X Sales Platform. This platform is divided in several modules, what you can see here. So one is sales management, one is sales simplification, one is sales optimization, then we have the engineering sales, and we have the sales portal. So I don't want to go too deep in that, but I want to give you a rough idea. So what we mean with each model, sales management is related to the CRM. Sales simplification is, for example, how can I help my sales to find very easily the right product, the right cable? Yeah? How many products you have in totally?
37 configurable materials that we have out in the field.
So a huge number of products. And I think what I understand from our conversation also in the past is that you looking always for the easiest way for your sales to find the right product in a very easy and fast way, correct?
Exactly. Provide quick, efficient quotes.
Yeah. So that's exactly what we mean with sales simplification. Sales optimization is, of course, directing, for example, how can I compute my margins, my costs the right way? How can I simulate production costs, price changes? All that things is covered with sales optimization. Engineering sales is directing to the bill of material, AutoCAD, so everything what is involved where you a little bit out of your standard sales process. And this can easily happening, of course, if you're a mechanical engineering company, if you have, for example, to make a machine, and I would say we would love if it always would be a standard machine, but most of the time, I want to have it in pink color, I want to have that and that. So things which are coming on top and which also need to be priced, correct?
Yes,
maybe
exactly.
all the same with you.
Variables.
Yeah. So, and of course, these things need to be also covered here. And of course, at the end, most of our customers, including also Satisloh, is asking, hey, you have such a great tool. I have all now the information I want in one place. My sales love it. But how can I make it accessible also for third parties like my distributors, like my end customers? Yeah. Well, no problem. At the end of the day, it's based on SAP Cloud Platform. It's very easy to integrate and also, of course, open it to external partners and show them their price list and their price information, for example, regional based.
Yes.
So to wrap this up, the Manufacturing X Sales Platform in Cloud, covering all these modules which really help to improve your sales in manufacturing. So talking about theory is one thing. I think a little bit talking about the reality and how it looks like, for example, with you, give us also maybe a better idea how the sales process looks for it. And that's also the reason why we call this session Simplify Your Global Sales Operations. So I would say we start with the platform, right? You're entering it as a salesperson, and the first thing you do with your laptop and tablet PC is starting somewhere here to quote, right?
Yes, so you have your request for pricing that comes from the customer, either from lead, from an opportunity, from the CRM, and those products are generated into the quotation process. The big thing here is the next thing here is the technical specification in pricing. I think many companies struggle with this, that your pricing from your quoting system doesn't always match your pricing from your ERP system, or it's not updated accordingly. The biggest part that we've seen in the CPQ is now it's real-time pricing from our SAP for that customer. Everything is specified. So having the technical and the pricing has led to big savings in manufacturing. To the next slide, even more so, is the approval process. We've had many occasions where we've walked into customers and deals have been made that were just on a spreadsheet that weren't agreed to by the CEO and so forth. So now we have approval processes in places that salespeople are accountable for. They're accountable for certain levels, which has been a very good thing. And actually for auditing, it's benefited us also. We issue the purchase order. And here is the biggest savings for our company, where, as I mentioned, we have 37 different machines with 140 potential different variables. Now, instead of entering that order into our ERP, the quote is automatically transferred as a sales order into SAP. So sales admin has gone from 1.5 weeks to process an order to instantaneously the order's processed because it's been approved technically, it's been approved financially through the system, and now the order is just created. The purchase order and manufacturing orders are created subsequently. So as I talked about before, the under the iceberg part of things, where manufacturing are prepared for these orders from the system and they have a head start. Our lead times have dropped considerably. I'll get into another point on the next slides that has been, for me, the biggest impact on manufacturing. Talking about why InMind was a perfect fit for Satisloh. One of the things our CEO said at one of our shows last year was we were introducing 45 new technologies at a trade show. Now, of those 45 technologies, probably 40 of them were inside existing equipment. Our equipment evolves with options and accessories and so forth along the way for improvement, so that requires us to be making changes to our product models and to our things on the fly. So the engineering-driven part of the process is far easier for our product management and our engineering team to make these constant upgrades that is seamless to the salesperson. The salesperson is just choosing the variants and configuring the machines and pricing it. Engineering can be behind the scenes populating these configurations, and the InMind tool has given us, I can't even express how flexible a tool to be able to keep these constant changes going. And then on the simplified sales part, the salespeople don't have to worry about adding a chiller or adding a configuration, because we're now providing them the tool that they must complete a quote and they can't forget anything, and the prices are coming exactly from that customer profile in ERP. So the sales process is completely simplified. Sales admin isn't getting an order after with incorrect pricing or with a wrong material number. So the thing I expressed last year in this same discussion is flexibility, and the CPQ the project we're doing has provided that flexibility and allowed us that freedom to do that.
So to wrap this up, what we have achieved together, I think this is something I think also for the audience is very interesting as a takeaway. So would you say that from looking what you achieved, this is target reached, and how do you see the future?
Well, the immediate target is reached. We're moving forward, as you know, with some new options in the CPQ. But as I said, I'd like to end with an example of how this has affected our manufacturing. Our plant manufacturer head of manufacturing used to tell me they had 27 or 22 machine changes throughout the process of the manufacturing process on average. Orders were coming in from all over the world, and incomplete or incorrect, but they were making changes along the way. And today we're less than 5 per machine, so that could be a customer decision, but that is a 700% decrease in product changes in the manufacturing process, and the CPQ and the configuration process is what has led to this.
So thank you
InMind.
Thank you also. Thank you for your trust. Will. Thank you. All right. I think almost time is up. If you feel free to ask us any questions. I don't know how long we can stay here on the stage, but we are here, so you're most welcome to ask questions anytime. Do we have any questions? Don't be shy. We will not bite you. No? Mission achieved? Everything understand? Okay, on the left side we have order forms, so if you feel free anytime, I will help you to fill it out. Otherwise, I thank you very much for your attention. I hope you like the session. Thank you very much, Will, for coming here.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.